beautiful spring day in Illinois. So here we go with the convertible.
Yeah, we did the Z4M Roadster. We did the 986 Boxster. We did the E36 convertible that you owned and sold.
Right.
And now we're doing the Z4M Coupe, and this is known as the E85, right? It goes back from, I think these were built from 2006 to about 2008.
Yes.
So you've owned Boxsters before. You drove this here. What are your thoughts on comparison to the Boxster? Because that's what its main competition is, I think, when this first came out.
The car feels similar in terms of horsepower to weight. This is around 330 horsepower, but it weighs just a little under 3,200 pounds. So it's that magic 10-to-1. You know, it's carrying just a little bit under 10 pounds per horsepower. So the power to weight ratio is similar. Where I felt the difference is when you start going around the corners, you notice that there's much more weight up front, right? So the polar moment, you know, it takes a bit longer for the car to take a set and turn in.
Yep.
And of course the back is very light.
Yeah, and it feels like you're sitting on the rear axle. It's right there.
Now, having said all of that, it's an improvement dynamically compared to the Z4M, as expected. You know, it's a bit longer wheelbase. It's more sophisticated, so it certainly feels more stable. It has more power, but you can definitely feel its Z4M DNA. You know, from the car we tested last year.
Yeah, and I would definitely buy this because of the S54, right? But I need a 4-seater, so maybe a E46 M3 convertible in the future, maybe.
But for someone that's looking for a really fun sports car. And maybe they want more power than they can get in a Miata, and they want something that's going to be reliable. Plenty of dealers around the country. This would be a great choice. I imagine they're only going up in value, don't you think?
Yeah, I think this one's around 34,000. I think at the local dealership, the BMW dealership, and I think nationally they're around that price. I think they're only going to go up because they're so rare. I think they only made about 4,000 of these Roadsters and Coupes.
Yeah.
So it's hard to come by one of these. So when I saw this at the dealership, I was like, I gotta check this one out. Interior-wise, it's an enthusiast car, correct? There's not much tech going on in here. No screens. I think they did have a technology screen that would fold up and down, but this one didn't get that option, so it's very basic.
You know, one of the things I failed to mention earlier, the brakes. Gosh, the brakes are extremely strong, and it's no surprise because they're the same brakes on your E46 M3. These are, you know, my favorite rotors, the cross-drilled two-piece rotors. You know, the design goes to Formula One origins, so, you know, very strong brakes. It's relatively a low car. Because in current production BMWs, M2 is now the lightest, right?
Yeah, that's about almost close to 2 tons.
Exactly. So we're talking, you know,
almost
nearly
1,000 pounds less.
Yeah, 800, 900 pounds more. So I don't know about you, I would prefer to have 1,000 less pounds versus 100 more horsepower, don't you?
Yeah, a lot of less wear and tear on the vehicle as well, especially on track. For a daily driver, it's a fun car. Especially, I love the seats.
Yeah, and it would be great for an occasional track car also.
Would this pass the broomstick test if you had a helmet on?
You know, I think it would.
Close.
I think it would. Might have to drop the seat all the way down, but you know, the seats are pretty thin, and those are functional roll hoops. So, you know, you've got pretty good rollover protection, and you know, it has the airbags in the doors, in the front. So, I feel very safe in this car.
You know, going back to the engine, I know in the engine bay there's a lot more room to work.
Yes, with that long hood.
Yeah, there's a lot of room around it as well.
Yeah, replacing that number 6 spark plug that wouldn't require removing, you know, all that
cabin air intake or whatever that is.
Yes, it would be it's very easy to work on. So for a do-it-yourselfer like me, something like this is ideal. Yeah.
Yeah, and the S54 is such a reliable engine. There's cast iron block, aluminum head. I haven't had too many issues with it, and I've owned it for 17 years and done a lot of track events on it.
Yeah, well, you've got what, nearly 100 more thousand miles as this has on it, so it's been track tested also. So very nice package.
So would you buy a Z4M?
Yes, it would pass my test.
I think the last probably naturally aspirated inline six with the dipstick they actually sold.
Right, everything's turbocharged now, isn't it?
Yeah, because this went out to 2008, and all the new models after that went to a sensor-based. Right?
You know, the more I listen to you and myself, I want to buy this one.
With that, my name is Jag,
I'm Boris.
and we'll see you later.